Start streaming. Let's see if it's working. I imagine it is. Okay, we live. Hello world. Welcome. Why is it not showing our image? Oh, there it is. Hello world again. Welcome to Thursday Night Poetry. I am your host, Saki.
And I'm Matthew.
Co-host, Matthew.
Co-host.
Or, I don't know, are you a guest or I guess you're a co-host now.
Maybe so.
Okay, today we have things. Is this a tradition?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We have a tradition of writing different versions of Aesop's classic fables. Is that what it is? Is it specifically sonnets?
I did a sonnet for the assigned fable, but not for the other one.
Oh, okay. I wrote 2 sonnets. So, anyway, cool. So you have 2 new ones, 2 Aesop's fables.
2 new poems.
Oh, cool. I too have 2 new poems for you. Okay. All right. So the fable that we picked for today's reading is the Goatherd and the Wild Goats. Is that what it's called?
I saw it as just the shepherd and the goats, but it's confusing because there's also the shepherd and the goat, singular, which is a different Aesop's fable. So I think saying the wild goats helps you remember it better.
Can you tell both versions? Because I don't know the difference. I hope I did it correctly.
You want me to tell? Okay, so the one we're not doing, it's the shepherd and the goat. Shepherd boy is trying to get a goat back to the flock, and gets really frustrated with him. He gets angry and he throws a rock at the goat, and it chips off a piece of the goat's horn. Oh, there's a possum outside. Anyway, he chips off a piece of the goat's horn, and he says to the goat, "Oh no,
I'm sorry.
Don't tell anybody that I was so mean to you." And the goat says, "I won't need to tell anybody because they'll see my horn."
Dumb. Okay, cool. And then the version that we
And then the version we did is same kind of setup. You got a shepherd. He has goats, and some wild goats wander into his flock of goats. And he thinks, "Aha, I will tempt the wild goats to stay and increase my amount of goats. And so I'll just give them more feed than the normal goats get. And then they'll be like, oh, this guy's a good guy to stay with, and he'll stay with me." But then the goats leave. And he says, "Why are you leaving? I was so nice to you." And they say, "Look, we can see your everyday actions in public. We know you're just feeding us more. And then you're just going to reduce us back down to the regular level. And so we're not into that."
Nice. Cool. In the version I read, it was also he gave them shelter from a storm.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, it's stormy. Why don't you join my flock? I will shelter you." And then, "You're hungry? I will feed you." And then I think it was something like he didn't have, in the version I read, he didn't have enough feed to feed both his flock and the wild ones. So.
And then the moral that comes along with it is like, be true to your old friends. Don't try and spend the friendships you have in order to gain new friendships.
All right. Thank you for that synopsis. Okay. I think I'm going to go first because I'm not very confident about my sonnet.
Oh, no.
Right, this is hot off the press. I wrote this like 5 minutes ago. I didn't write the entire thing 5 minutes ago. I wrote like some of it while I was driving to my piano lessons, and then I finished it like 5 minutes ago. So this is still a sonnet, but it's a 3-foot sonnet. I couldn't write a 5-foot sonnet, a standard one, in that time. So here we go. I guess this is just called the Goatherd and the Wild Goats. A goatherd met... Sorry, I'm reading the wrong line here. There's a lot of scratch over here. A goatherd and his flock met wild goats one night. So the goatherd shared his stock. To join his herd they might. Then a wintry storm arrived, and they near ran out of feed. So he kept the new ones alive, and forsook his flock in need. He broke an unspoken creed, and so the wild goats fled. Now because of all his greed, his existing flock was dead. Don't give charity for show if you haven't got the dough.
All right.
So a little bit of a twist. I said that he didn't have enough to feed his existing flock, so they all perished. But I mean, that's not quite in the original.
I like the rhymes.
And also, it was a little bit of a loose rhyme where, let's see, if I were going by A B A B B C B C C D C D E E, let's see, I rhymed night with might, and then I just kept the assonants arrived and alive. But anyway.
All right. I also wrote a sonnet. Wait, this one is 5 feet. It features some very well-spoken goats. It features some very well-spoken goats.
Cute. Okay.
A shepherd, meeting unaccustomed goats, decided to be memorably generous, distributing the ordinary oats. The wildest got... What? That is not right. Sorry. The wildest got provisionary preference. The newcomers contended this intemperance. Though pleased to make your gustative acquaintance, will take advanced remittances as severance. However you've politely entertained us, would generosity outlive your patience? We've seen your benedictions from afar relapse into obligatory maintenance that condescends to nourishment at par. Paid insincerely, e'en satiety bodes perilously for society.
Nice couplet.
Yeah, that poetic cheaty word, E apostrophe EN.
No, Ian.
Which, I don't know, I feel like it should always be a vowel that you take out, but that's the way.
Yeah, why don't we say even. I mean, they do that in, I forget which Christmas carol it is, but it's heaven.
Heaven. Oh yeah, heaven.
You can't leave the V out.
That's
Hen.
all. Yeah, like all over Milton and stuff. Heaven is just one of those ones where it's like it can be one syllable. You gotta.
Wait, I'm just confused about the feet. It felt like there were only 3 feet. The or whatever it was.
A shepherd.
A shepherd meeting
goats.
Oh, a shepherd meeting unaccustomed goats. Okay, never mind. I think it was just because of the way you were reading it. But the newcomers contended this intemperance. The newcomers contended this in... Oh, that would be...
The newcomers contend this intemperance.
Okay.
The prince's feminine ending.
Yes. Okay.
I tend to do a lot of those, I realize.
Cool. Okay, what are we doing? Okay, so now we have two also new poems that are Aesop's fables. Yes. Okay, this is going to be surprise time. Do you want to go first or should I?
Do we introduce the fable?
Oh, yes. Okay.
Because we each picked one. Or did you do the same one?
No, I picked my own. Okay, I'll go first since I guess we'll take turns. Okay, so I did the lion, the bear, and the fox. Did you do the same one? Mm-mm. Okay, good. I mean, I guess it would be fine also if you did the same one. But all right, so the lion, the bear, and the fox. This is fable with a twist now, plot twist. Speaking of which, I've been asking ChatGPT to give me a classic Aesop's fable with a plot twist, and it's actually fairly decent. Wait, actually...
Is it all, like, they die horribly at the end?
No, you know what? Every time I ask it for some sort of plot twist, it's always some sort of, like, double cross. Someone betrays someone, and wow, you didn't see that coming, but usually it's pretty vanilla. But this one's actually kind of cool. I said, okay, can you tell me a classic Aesop fable with a plot twist? Sure, here's an Aesop fable with a plot twist. The tortoise and the hare were having a race. The hare, confident in his speed, took a nap midway through the race, thinking it had plenty of time to win. But the tortoise, steady and determined, kept moving forward and eventually crossed the finish line first. Just when the hare was about to admit defeat, a group of rabbits appeared and revealed that they had been secretly cheering him on the entire time. Overjoyed, the hare decided to challenge the tortoise to another race, this time with the support of his fellow rabbits. But the tortoise, always one step ahead, had already made a deal with the other animals of the forest, who agreed to help him win the race again. And so, in the end, the tortoise triumphed once more, proving that slow and steady does win the race.
Wow, that was all over the place.
I know. It was actually kind of creative. But the other ones, like the ant and the dove, it was like there's already a betrayal in that fable, so I think it couldn't. It just flipped the betrayal once more, and then that kind of got boring because when you flip it twice, then like the good guy or the bad good guy just becomes the good guy. Anyway, so that's not the lion, the bear, and the fox. The lion, the bear, and the fox goes like this. So those three animals are all hungry, and at the same time, all three of them spy this little goat that's on the rocks of the mountain. It's a little kid, a baby goat, and they're like, "Ooh, that looks tasty." And it's a small animal, so they're like, well, it's only gonna feed one of us. And then so the lion and the bear duke it out because they're like big and beefy, and the fox is like, not my contest. I'm just gonna sit back and watch. And they're duking it out until they get to a point of exhaustion, and neither of them can like pull another move. And then the fox just like swoops in, says thanks guys, and then makes off with the whole kid. So here's The Lion, the Bear, and the Fox with a plot twist. It's also a 3-foot sonnet. Not because I was in a rush, but because I thought it was going to be good. Okay, here we go. A lion, a bear, and a fox were all vying for a meal. They spotted a goat on the rocks and plotted the kid to steal. While a feast to oneself has appeal, the fox saw much better play. To the others he offered a deal. Why not let's split it 3 ways? Seeing truth in what he had to say, the lion and bear formed a truce. They decided the fox to betray, and divided the winnings in 2. If only the fox kept his trap shut, he would have gotten the jackpot. Really loose rhyme at the end there, but it caught you off guard. Alright, anyway, that is my little 3-foot sonnet with a twist.
Alright, my original fable is called The Mouse and the Weasel. The weasel doesn't really enter into it very much. So a mouse, a young inexperienced mouse, sees a big pile of corn inside a container of some kind. There's a little hole. He goes through a little hole. He just eats and eats and eats because he's so happy that he's like living in a giant pile of food. But then he gets so big that he can't get out again because he's bigger than the hole. And the moral is like, I don't know, don't be greedy, don't be gluttonous. Alright, and this
But the weasel.
The weasel is just there to tell him, that stupid mouse. He explains his own fate to him. You've stuck in the hole.
Why wouldn't they just call it like the mouse and the corn sack or something?
I don't know.
Right.
Maybe there's the implication that the weasel's gonna wait there until he comes out to eat him or something. I don't know.
Huh.
I have no idea.
Weasels are clever. Maybe it's to contrast with the dumb mouse.
Right. Okay. Alright, so there's no weasel in this. But there is a twist. And the twist is based on a true story.
Wait, okay. Is this not a true story? Because, okay, I'll tell you, it's a true story. My dad, this one time, opened a bag of rice, and then all was well. We all ate that rice. At the very bottom of the sack, there was this, like, dried up mouse corpse. It had eaten its way in and then couldn't get out.
Yep.
And it just dried up and died in there.
Sad tip.
It's like getting when you bite into an apple, instead of there being like half worm in there, and you go like, oh, gross. It's like you ate the whole apple, and then at the very middle, you go, oh, damn it, there was a worm in there. I ate the whole thing. Anyway, this stuff does happen. So
Yep.
It is based on a true story.
Alright. This is called The Banker Mouse. A mouse was perusing the floor of a grandly ungenerous bank when he spied a luxuriant cupboard and had moderation to thank when, without being discovered, he entered the shuddering doors, for he was sufficiently lean. Among that abundance of dinner, he found that appearances lied, his countenance only grew thinner, incessantly chewing inside the automat teller machine. The moral: privation, if prior to wealth, is no more conducive to health.
That's good.
And there was a mouse in an ATM in India, I think, and it just ate like thousands of dollars.
Oh, wait, can they get nutriment from...
No, it died.
Oh, it just chewed on them?
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say it like fed off the candy wrappers of... like, okay, I don't know why, like, every time I go to an ATM, there's always like a Snickers wrapper or something just like on the ground right under. I'm like, is this a thing people do? They like, you know, oh, time to get some money. Yeah, withdrawal. Like,
that's why money is so dirty. It's got candy all over it.
I guess. Yeah. Huh. That sucks. That felt like a 3-foot one.
Yeah.
Alright. I also really liked the discovered rhymed with cupboard. I was like, ooh, what's he gonna do? How do you rhyme with cupboard? Yeah.
Yeah,
Besides like covered, which would be kind of bland because it's the same.
the scheme is weird. I just kind of retrofitted it. It's like A, B, C, B, C, A, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to go really long way to get the A.
Mm. It's like the ABBA, but you just decided, oh yeah, let's stick a C in there. Huh. I didn't even notice that. I was busy following the story. That's cool. So ABCBA, ABCBA, or no, sorry, that same thing but different rhymes. So DEFED, and then GG.
A, B, C, B, C, A.
What? Oh, they do rhyme? I'm lost. Oh,
A, B, C, B, C, A.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
it's not
like
a mirror image. Sorry, I missed that. Okay, A, B, C, B, C, A.
It's
A, B,
unnecessarily complicated.
Okay. Cool. All right. Anything else you want to add? I feel like I'm done.
That's it.
All right. Cool. Well, we will post the lyrics in today's music video. There was no music, but there were lyrics. And I guess I'll see you next week. It's not going to be hosted here, so what's gonna happen? Are you gonna take over the live stream after I?
Oh, maybe.
Because I'm done. This is my 2022 project. For those of you who don't know, the reason I started this live stream was to motivate myself to write new poetry and present them. So it was my New Year's resolution, and I did. Or I will, I guess, as of New Year's, I will have completed 52 weeks of live streams. At least one new poem and one old poem every week. And come 2023, I am not doing that anymore unless I get summoned by popular demand or something.
Yeah.
But anyway, you can take it over if you want.
I should do something.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, okay. Goodbye, world.
Goodbye.